This TFMR podcast is brought to you by your friends at JM Bullion. Visit jmbullion.com for all your gold and silver bullion needs. Hello again from TF Metals Report, and here are your podcast highlights for the week of Monday the 15th of July through Friday the 19th. The week began optimistically, and on Monday, gold traded slightly higher after a volatile day back on Friday the 12th. Made us think that perhaps we were headed higher this week. It was a long week. And though we started well, we did not finish well. But we didn't know that back on Monday the 15th. We had a comprehensive look at the charts back on that day. And here's a little bit of what we saw in COMEX digital gold. We are getting close to sitting really nice setup for COMEX gold. Still in its range, no question about that. But a nice green candle today after a little hammer thingy yesterday. That hammer thingy on Friday that followed the big thing on Thursday. That's a good sign. That's actually a candle arrangement that makes you think higher prices are coming. You want to know what else I think makes you think higher prices are coming? The pending bullish cross of the red line 20-day up through the green line 50-day. You can see that when that happened back in March, March the 5th or 6th, okay, we're getting close to the end stages of that initial rally, and then we went sideways until price almost got caught up to the 20-day, and then boom, just took off. And over the course of about, three and a half weeks, went from 2,200 to 2,450. Okay, again, with this bullish configuration of a rising 20-day and a rising 50-day. Well, we're about to set up that configuration. Again, all of this setting the stage for what I expect to be pretty nice rally. Let's call it from, let's get through the August gold going off the board. So sometime beginning later this month, maybe about 2 weeks from now, all the way through August into the middle of September. Yeah, we're waiting on that rally in August into September. But on Tuesday the 16th, it looked like we wouldn't have to wait long at all. Gold surged higher to all-time highs, and the silver chart looked really positive as well. We have an old adage at TF Metals Report, when things look the rosiest, you've always got to be ready to sell some, just like when things look terrible, got to be ready to buy some. Well, things look pretty rosy on Tuesday. With hindsight, I wish I'd taken that advice, but I didn't. On Tuesday the 16th, like I said, things look pretty good, especially for silver. Here's part of the discussion that day. So again, you got gold looking good. You got the silge looking good. How long before silver blasts forward? It might start tonight. Silver too. Clear uptrend. Little bull flags. Currently, it never uncrossed the red line and the green line. It's just basing here. Okay? 6-7 days in a row that it's dropped to 31 or just below and then rallied. Any move above 32. Which is, again, why it's being fought so hard. Any move above 32 and a close above 32, then it's clearly going back to 33. And if gold has now broken out, and if gold is now above where it was in May, why the hell isn't silver? Well, copper's down. Copper's well below its highs, so silver's kind of walking that line between the two again. Things started to head south a little bit on Wednesday the 17th. The dollar index fell through that 104 level we've been watching, but the precious metals could do nothing with it. Gold had rallied, but then gave it away, and silver was actually down sharply on the day. That's usually a warning sign of things to come. We know by Friday it was a warning sign of things to come, but on Wednesday there was at least still some optimism, and you could see that in the discussion that day. Okay, here's another one that you're going to be... I should have mentioned this yesterday. It was on my mind yesterday, and I just skipped past it. You've heard me state this. I'm going to remind you again because you're going to see it now. Gold kind of pulls back a little. Same old morons that don't know anything of what they're talking about are going to say, it's a triple top. Gold's gone up in April and May and now in July, and it's a triple top. There is no such thing as a triple top. Just as you can also see on here, there's no such thing as a triple bottom. Now, we talked about a little double bottom within the range last week, that little W bottom. And remember, I said once we got above 2,400, we were going back to the top. Well, that was right. Double tops and double bottoms are helpful. Beyond that, there's no such thing. The triple bottom and the triple top only just confirm the range. There is no such thing as a triple top. Anybody that tries to tell you so is either an idiot, a perma-bear, or has an agenda. You've been warned. Things continue to get worse for silver on Thursday, July the 18th. Today, the dollar bounced back. Got back all the losses of Wednesday, and yet silver doubled down and went down even further. Man, I tell you what, I have been doing this for basically 35 years. I began trading options when I was in college, got licensed with my NASD Series 7 in June of 1990. I can just tell you, there is nothing on the planet that trades like silver. No other commodity, and certainly no equity. Silver is its own unique beast, and we got a good shot at that again this week. Here's part of the discussion of Thursday, the 18th. Silver, okay, here's the one I wanted to show you. Now, breaking down today, back below the 20-day, back below the 50-day, just like it was back there at the end of June. But from the end of June, that's when it took off and rallied, too, from 29 to 32. Those keeping score at home, that's a 10% rally. Now, here's the most interesting thing. Like I said, I had not noticed this before. This line is perfectly straight, and it perfectly connects the three lows that we've seen so far in this up move that began back on the 1st of March. We almost got there today. If you want to buy the dip, if you think that we're in this uptrend, if you expect seasonality, we could still go to 29 and just be in the range, right? But still, this would be a logical place. We're going to watch that chart really, really closely tomorrow. Story of Friday, July 19th actually begins on Thursday, July 18th. At the COMEX close that day, total open interest in COMEX Gold, 592,000 contracts. That's the highest since March the 28th of 2022. What is that, 28 months ago, back right after Russia invaded Ukraine. So it's gotten really extreme. A lot of that flooding in just in the last 7 days. And then it was time for action. We certainly couldn't allow a breakout on the chart and even more momentum. And so from 10 a.m. on Thursday to 10 a.m. on Friday, 24 hours, gold progressed straight down, uninterrupted at about a 45-degree angle and trimmed $70 off of its price. So instead of a breakout on either the daily or the weekly chart, we actually end up kind of a lousy-looking candle and still stuck in the range that we've been in now for about 3 months. Now, the good news is we're still talking $2,400 gold, not $1,800 or $2,000, $2,400. And we're having a very good year. And I still think we're going to have a very good August into September. That's seasonally a very good time of the year. But for this week, we're reminded once again of who is in charge, at least during London and New York hours, and that's the bullion banks. And they really let us have it just these last couple of days. We go from looking really good on Tuesday to finishing the week limping toward the finish line. Well, we'll see what happens next week. Going to have the PCE late next week. That'll be the focus of next week, and we'll see if maybe we can turn things around after what was a pretty lousy week here in mid-July. Thank you for listening to TF Metals Report and the TFMetalsReport.com weekly podcast summary. We'll have another one of these for you next week.